Welcome to the Pencil Bob channel. These stories are real but have been rewritten for clarity. I hope you enjoy my stories. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification icon so you never miss out. Now on with the stories.
Amidst the tranquil suburbia of Greenleaf Meadows, snuggled amidst rolling hills and lush meadows, a deceptive calm reigned supreme. Here, where the verdant lawns stretched like vast emerald tapestries under the canopy of azure skies, an ominous specter loomed. It wasn't merely the natural shadows cast by swaying trees nor the whispered secrets of twilight that stirred unease, rather, it was the HOA, an enigmatic entity cloaked in bureaucratic veneer yet wielding unbridled dominion over the lives of its inhabitants. At the helm of this seemingly benign organization stood a triad whose names were uttered with disdain in hushed tones, their very mention sending shivers down the spines of Greenleaf Meadows residents. President Marjorie Crenshaw, a figure of austere authority, Treasurer Howard Ramsey, whose calculating gaze held the weight of unspoken ultimatums, and Secretary Dolores Finch, her polite demeanor belying a keenness for control. Behind their affable smiles and genteel gestures lay a realm of tyranny and caprice, where the HOA's corridors echoed with whispered schemes and veiled threats. They wielded the power of the HOA with an iron grip, their decrees enforced with ruthless efficiency, showing favor only to those who bowed to their will and casting aside any who dared to question their authority. Amidst the sea of complacency that engulfed Greenleaf Meadows, there existed a small band of dissenters who simmered with resentment like a smoldering ember amidst the serene landscape. Led by Marcus Johnson, a man whose once unwavering patience had worn thin beneath the weight of injustice, they convened in clandestine gatherings held in the shadowy corners of the community. Their whispers, laden with a potent mixture of determination and defiance, echoed through the night, punctuated by the occasional flicker of candlelight illuminating their resolute faces. Together, they forged a bond of solidarity in their shared discontent, their resolve growing stronger with each passing moment spent plotting against the oppressive forces of the HOA. Their grievances were many, their cause just. The HOA board, drunk on its own authority, had become a beacon of tyranny in the once peaceful neighborhood. Arbitrary fines, selective enforcement, and petty vendettas against those deemed unworthy by the ruling elite had sparked a flame of rebellion in the hearts of the downtrodden. Theirs was indeed a perilous path, fraught with obstacles and uncertainty at every turn. Despite the fervent determination of the dissidents, the majority of Greenleaf Meadows residents remained ensconced in a cocoon of indifference, their apathy serving as a shield that protected the oppressors from facing the repercussions of their tyrannical rule. To these indifferent souls, the discords of the HOA were but distant murmurs, inconsequential whispers that faded into the background noise of everyday life, only registering when they directly impinged upon their personal affairs. Undeterred by the daunting odds stacked against them, Marcus and his steadfast compatriots forged ahead with unwavering determination. Their resolve, like tempered steel, remained unyielding in the face of adversity. With steely determination, they embarked upon their audacious plan to seize control of the HOA from the clutches of the corrupt leadership, fully prepared to employ force if necessary. Through clandestine meetings held in the shadows and whispered conversations conducted under the veil of secrecy, they rallied those brave enough to stand against the tyranny that had gripped their community. Though their numbers were modest, their unity and determination were formidable, a testament to their unwavering commitment to enact change, no matter the cost. As the days stretched into weeks and the weeks into months, a palpable tension settled over the verdant landscape of Greenleaf Meadows like a heavy fog. Whispers of dissent, once relegated to clandestine gatherings and hushed conversations, now echoed openly through the meticulously manicured streets, carrying with them an air of defiance that refused to be stifled. These murmurs of discontent sent ripples of unease coursing through the once tranquil neighborhood, disrupting the carefully curated facade of peace and harmony. With each passing day, the gaping chasm between those who aligned themselves with the rebels and those who remained steadfastly loyal to the status quo deepened, widening like a voracious moth threatening to swallow the community whole, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the once unified enclave. On a fateful evening shrouded in darkness, the storm they had long anticipated finally descended upon Greenleaf Meadows. It was as if the very heavens themselves had conspired to lend an ominous backdrop to the rebellion that brewed beneath the surface. The rebels, their spirits aflame with righteous indignation, rallied together in a display of unwavering solidarity. With hearts ablaze and minds resolute, they launched their audacious assault on the fortress of the HOA, their footsteps echoing like thunderclaps through the deserted streets. Armed with nothing but the weapons of determination and a burning desire for justice, they marched forward, undeterred by the perils that lay ahead. Chaos erupted like a dormant volcano suddenly awakened in the once peaceful enclave of Greenleaf Meadows. The clash between oppressors and rebels ignited the tranquil streets, transforming them into a savage battleground of frenzied desperation. Fists, once clenched in quiet frustration, now flew with unrestrained fury, their impact resounding like thunderclaps through the night air, leaving bruises and bloody faces in their wake. Swords clashed and shields splintered as combatants engaged in a primal dance of survival, their movements fueled by a potent mixture of fear, anger, and determination. Voices, once mere murmurs of discontent, rose in anguished cries, their lamentations piercing the air and mingling with the clatter of weapons and the cries of the wounded. The clamor of battle filled the night, drowning out all other sounds save for the frantic beating of hearts and the ragged gasps of those locked in mortal combat. The air crackled with the fervor of revolution, thick with the acrid scent of sweat and blood, intermingled with the heady aroma of burning torches and smoldering debris. Flames licked at the edges of buildings, casting eerie shadows that danced across the faces of combatants locked in deadly embrace. Amidst the chaos and tumult, tragedy lurked in the shadows like a malevolent specter, biding its time, ready to claim its unsuspecting victims in its cold embrace, leaving behind a trail of broken bodies and shattered dreams. The authorities, their ears pricked by the discordant symphony of battle, swiftly mobilized and descended upon Greenleaf Meadows like avenging angels. Their arrival was heralded by the thunderous beat of hooves and the piercing wail of sirens, casting a pall of dread over the besieged enclave. With ruthless efficiency, they quelled the rebellion, their forces overwhelming the valiant but outnumbered rebels who dared to challenge their dominion. Marcus still yelling into the dark that this was not over. Born of noble intentions and fueled by righteous indignation, the rebellion was mercilessly crushed beneath the heel of law and order, its aspirations dashed and its hopes extinguished in the harsh light of reality. In its wake, Greenleaf Meadows lay cloaked in a shroud of sorrow and despair, the echoes of battle fading into the cold embrace of silence, leaving behind only ashes and shattered dreams as haunting reminders of the price of defiance. In the aftermath of the failed uprising, Greenleaf Meadows lay as a landscape marred by the scars of conflict and the fissures of division. Where once there was unity and camaraderie among neighbors, now there existed only suspicion and resentment, like poison seeping into the very heart of the community. The once united community had been torn asunder by the folly of ambition and the oppressive hand of authority, leaving behind a fractured tableau of broken dreams and shattered trust. The rebels, once hailed as champions of justice, now found themselves branded as traitors and agitators, their names whispered in disdain and their faces shunned by those they had sought to liberate. Cast out into the unforgiving wilderness of exile, they wandered like ghosts, haunted by the specter of their defeat and the bitter taste of betrayal. Their hopes, once lofty and bright, lay dashed against the unforgiving rocks of reality, their aspirations crushed beneath the weight of the oppressive regime they had dared to defy. Even as the chaos subsided and the wounds began to heal, the legacy of the rebellion continued to echo through the quiet streets of Greenleaf Meadows, a lingering testament to the indomitable spirit of resistance that had stirred within the hearts of its inhabitants. The scars of the conflict served as a somber reminder of the price paid for challenging the oppressive regime that had once held sway over the community. In the aftermath of the uprising, the once idyllic enclave bore witness to a profound shift in its collective consciousness as the residents grappled with the harsh realities of their newfound divisions and the consequences of their inaction. It became evident that the repercussions of the rebellion extended far beyond the fate of the rebels themselves, leaving an indelible mark on all who called Greenleaf Meadows home. Their lives, once defined by tranquility and complacency, were now forever altered by the bitter taste of loss and regret, serving as a poignant reminder of the enduring cost of freedom until the explosion at the HOA's president's house. It seems someone has decided to go to war after all.
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.